What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to Work Knife Balance. We're going to be diving into a different knife for the channel. This is not a locking knife. This is a slip joint. So let's head to the top down and see what we got. All right. Before we get too far, I want to go ahead and say thank you to anybody who's already liked and subscribed to the channel. If you haven't, feel free to hit that subscribe button down below. You can also head over to Instagram and follow us at WorkKnifeBalance939. That's the best way to communicate with us, and the best way to support the channel is just by liking, subscribing, and watching our videos. So we greatly appreciate all the support. Now let's head to the knife. Today we're going to be taking a look at a Rosecraft Blades slip joint knife. So I don't have many slip joints in my collection, but I really love slip joints and the classic knives that they are. So today this is the Nolichucky Rosecraft blade. This is an absolutely beautifully wood-handled spear point slip joint right here. So this thing is pretty amazing. It has a D2 steel, which is a fantastic steel, especially for slip joints. You're going to see some really nice rust patina coming on this over the years, which is going to be really beautiful to see, as well as some really good action, and this thing is going to hold up through the test of time. I can just tell you that from so many ancient slip joints that I've seen around and around my grandfather's house. So we'll go ahead and do our normal tip to tail measurements, and then we'll do some side-by-side comparisons, and I'll just let you know why I like this little knife and what the price is and all that fun stuff. So we'll go ahead and get started with some measurements. Tip to tail on this knife, we are looking at just about 7 inches exact, with the blade coming in just over 3 inches, we'll say 3.10, 2.75 to the cutting edge right here. You've got a little bit of extra right in that area there. So to pull out some comparisons, we're going to start with the QSP Hedgehog comparison right here. So it's a QSP Hedgehog slip joint. And then we'll go ahead and pull out the Feel Good Jack as well. Kind of give you that doctor's knife style right there. Both these are going to be more modern, premium slip joints as well that I absolutely love. Have those in my collection. Let's go ahead and stick with another Jack. We're going to pull out the Cyborg Jack and get that one up top for you. Put the Feel Good away. And then last but not least, we're going to pull out an Old Timer and put this bad boy Old Timer up here so you can see that one right there. So that gives you some good side-by-side comparisons with some more, I would say, regular or common slip joints that some of y'all might have from the modern era, and then an Old Timer from my grandfather's collection that I picked up a while ago. So yeah. With this Rosecraft right here, I know Rosecraft has an absolute amazing cult following for their knives. There are some really good classic designs that they put out. There's some really good classic style that they put out, and they really bring a good kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Nostalgia to a lot of people. They bring a good nostalgia to a lot of people. You can probably remember seeing some old dude pull this out and cut up some apple slices or chop up a sandwich and eat it, or just have it to carve a little piece of wood or something while you're sitting on the deck out on a summer day. And that's what I think of when I think of slip joint knives. So every time I see a well done slip joint knife that brings this kind of classic style with that Rosecraft shield on there right there and just the wood handle, that is what I think of. This knife is absolutely amazingly executed. The back spacer through here, this back lock through this whole area here is completely smooth. There are really no edges. You get to the top here and you can kind of feel a little bit of that edge. You can kind of feel a little of this edge right here. And you can kind of feel a little on either side. But as you come down through the handle part where you're feeling it is absolutely butter smooth all the way down and around. You have this really beautiful kind of classic traditional style here. It feels really good in hand. It is very smooth through and through. You have a really nice walk and talk and a really good nail nick on this to pull it out. So I would say this walk and talk is, without knowing what I'm comparing it to, you're just going to have to take me at my word, but I'm going to say this is about a 6 out of 10, which is where I like to see it. I like things between a 4 and a 7. Anything more than a 7 can sometimes be a little too hard to pull out and put down. Anything less than a 4 is really kind of too soft in my opinion. So I'm going to put this one about a 6.5. So It is a absolutely wonderful walk and talk on this knife. It feels really good. The pins are beautifully, beautifully finished in there. They are absolutely smooth to the handle. There's nothing there. And there's a contour to this handle as well. So as you're holding this in your hand, it actually contours, fits really well in hand, and fits really nice through there. I really like the swedge that they put on the top part of the spear tip right here. You could, I don't recommend it, but you could actually probably grind the top part of that swedge down and have a two-edged blade here. I don't know why you would want that on a slip joint because it would be open right there, but hey, to each their own, right? To each their own. It's a beautiful swedge, beautiful fuller on this knife. It is a one-sided fuller, so it's made just as that fuller nail nick. It doesn't match it on the other side. Let's pull it right back down in the frame here. It doesn't match it on the other side. You have fuller just on the one side here. And then you have the beautiful Rosecraft stamp right there. And then you've got the make and steel on this side. So you can see the D2 steel, and then it says RTC 011, which is this knife. This is the RCT 011. This is sold out on Rosecraft's website. I have not been able to find this on Rosecraft's website. I found it on one website. I believe it was Traditional Pocket Knives. Let me double check real quick to see. Nope, it is unavailable on Traditional Pocket Knives website right now as well too. This does come in at just $62, $61.99. So if this does come back in stock, it is an absolute fantastic deal for this classic Rosecraft knife. There's not much left for me to say about that. Absolutely loving this. This is definitely worth it. The fit, the finish, the way this was put together. The D2 steel, although it's been ruined by China to make us think that it's a super cheap steel, is a fantastic steel to have on a knife like this. I think it's definitely worth the $62 that they put into making this knife. So if you're able to find one and purchase it, I would jump on it. This is one that I wish I could have in my collection, but we'll be passing it on in the pass around group. So until next time, not much left for you. TCFN.